if you try to go a different direction, will other people buy it or not? How do you know when it's time for you to start selling your pottery? There are 3 indicators that I have seen and interviewed people that indicate it is time to sell your pottery. What is up, Shaping Nation? This is Nick Torres here. And on this episode, I'm going to be talking about the 3 indicators that let you know when it's time to start selling your pottery. For those that don't know me, it is my mission to help potters discover their own unique voice and to help them give them tips to make that easier. Since I have started this podcast, some things that I have noticed from people that I've interviewed, from myself, and from other people just along the way, maybe just people commenting, is that there are typically 3 indicators to know when you are trying to sell your pottery. So the first indicator here is if you are getting too full on space, right? We all hit that capacity in our studio, if we have a home studio, maybe we're even elsewhere. We hit that capacity of where we have so much work that it's not able to sell anything, or we're not able to keep it all because we have so much work. And there's no point in keeping it all either. Because we have so much work, our house is literally just filled with pots and 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 pots. And that is a really, 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 really good indicator that your pottery you might want to start getting rid of it or start trying to sell it. And this is the type of pottery where you don't really sell it for all that much because you have so much of it, and you're probably in that beginning phase where you are keeping everything. But you got to get rid of those pots somehow, either break it or sell it. So these are the pots where you don't really sell your pottery for too much. And that's just indicator number 1 on when to know to start selling your pottery. If you have a surplus of pots in your house, that is indicator number 1. Indicator number 2 is if you have made something that you are truly proud of. So this is indicator number 2 because you are making something that you are truly proud of, and you are able to replicate it, and you still are proud of it, and you're still proud of it, you're still proud of it. This is a very good indicator to start trying to sell your pottery, because now you have the passion into your work, and people are going to see that passion of your pottery, of your sculptures, whatever you're making. They're going to see that passion, and they're going to want to support you. They're going to want to support you along your journey. The more passion you get about something that you're making, that is a very good indicator that you can start trying to sell your pottery. Because again, you're going to get so passionate about it, and then you're going to get that surplus of it. But this time, because you have more passion for it, you more likely spent more time to make that pottery look good, make it look better. So you can charge a little bit more for these pieces because you are taking the time to make the pottery look better. And not only that, you're probably not keeping every single piece of pottery that you're making now, because now you have a standard for yourself, and you are trying to hit that standard every single time you're making your pottery. And this is that is indicator number 2, is when you start making something that you are truly proud of. That's when you can start putting it out to the world, start putting it out to the world so they can buy it, and so you can start making some money off of your pottery. That's if that's what you want to do. But I know a lot of people, they want to try to sell their pottery, at least part-time, maybe just get rid of the extra pots, or maybe because they actually want to do that. But if you are start making something that you are truly proud of, then you could definitely do that as well. You could definitely start selling your pottery, and that is indicator number 2. So the 2 indicators so far is if 1, you have a surplus of pottery that you've made maybe from since you started making pottery, and so now you just have a surplus of pottery. It's a very good indicator that you should probably start selling your pottery, because that is way too much pottery in your house. The second indicator is if you start making something that is truly like jazzing you up and you are very passionate about. That is the second indicator. The third indicator is if other people start asking for what you are making. And this could be the same thing if you are, making something that you are passionate about, or just something that maybe you are kind of trying to experiment with. If people start asking, "Oh, are you going to sell these, or where can I get these? This is so cool." That's a very great indicator. That's like 100% true indicator that you could start selling your pottery. But be careful with this indicator, because you don't want to fall into the trap of making for other potters and not for yourself first. Because when what happens is people start saying, "Oh, that looks so great," and then you're like, "Oh, I could do this. I could start selling my pottery." And you start making the same thing over and 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 over again. And then eventually what happens is you get burnt out of making that, and now you feel stuck. You feel stuck making the same thing over and over and over again. And you don't know what to do. You don't know if you should continue making that pottery or go a different direction. And if you keep making that pottery, then people are actually still going to buy it, which is important if we're trying to sell our pottery. But if you try to go a different direction, will other people buy it or not? See, if you are in that third indicator, be very, very careful. Make sure you are liking what you are making, and then put it out for sale. And make sure you are keep on liking, keep on adjusting and making improvements as well while you're in that third indicator phase. Because the more adjustments and more like phases you go through that pottery, the better your pottery is going to look like at the end. So don't fall into that trap of just making to sell that pottery. Make it for yourself first. That's where the second indicator comes really important, is if you have that passion for what you are making. But like if people start asking, "Where can I buy this?" that is a really good indicator. So the three indicators are: number one, if you have a surplus of pottery in your house, start selling it. You don't need that much pottery in your house. It's just kind of taking up too much room. Number two is if you have found something that you are truly passionate about and you want to spread it to the rest of the world. Indicator number three is if people start asking if you are selling this pottery or where can I get this pottery. Those are three indicators. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one.